When thinking of Zion National Park, you probably think of the magnificent main canyon that was carved by the Virgin River, with its white cliffs and famous narrows. However, there is another section of Zion, farther to the north, that is overlooked by many. Not that it is any less impressive, this section boasts the same giant cliffs, but instead completely stained orange. This hidden section of Zion is called the Kolob Canyons. Kept hidden from the view of the busy I-95 by a large butte, many visitors overlook this section of the park or have not even heard of it. Today, Martha and I will be backpacking into the Kolob Canyons wilderness, putting up with sub-freezing winter temperatures to enjoy the amazing beauty of Zion without the crowds. Alright, we are now at the trailhead. It's called the Lee Pass Trailhead, and we are absolutely bundled up. And this is the warmest it's going to be, and we're already freezing, so it's going to be a cold trip. Moment of truth. Comment if you like Martha's hat.
Go ahead. Show them what you're made of. Yeah?
Easily 70 pounds.
Okay, okay.
Alright, here we are at the trailhead. We are heading out. 7 miles to our campsite. There we have it. We are officially backpacking in the Zion wilderness. Let's go. So this is both of our first time ever backpacking in the winter. We're both a little nervous about how cold it's going to be. It's going to get dark about 5 o'clock, maybe a lot earlier since we're going to be down in the canyon. Yeah, we're just nervous, but I'm excited because it's supposed to be a really beautiful canyon. We're going to see Kolob Arch and hopefully have the place to ourselves. Yeah, we went to the visitor center this morning to get our permits, our backcountry permits, and I could not believe it. It's like the beginning of December and that place was hammered. There were so many people there. The parking lot was full. There was tons of people doing the narrows, and I couldn't believe it. But over here, the Kolob section is much quieter, and I already know this section of the park is going to be a lot more peaceful. So I thought I'd say a little something about the geology of this place. As you can see, we have some massive sandstone cliffs here, and that is Navajo sandstone. The exact same sandstone that is in Zion National Park that maybe you guys are used to seeing. But you'll notice that a lot of this isn't white like it is in Zion. Like the Great White Throne is just white Navajo sandstone. But here, even though it's the same sandstone, it's red. And that is because in the main section of Zion, the sandstone was bleached by acidified water that carried all the iron off of it, which is what makes it red. But here that didn't happen, which leaves us with great red sandstone cliffs instead of white. And if you're wondering how all that sandstone could have formed in one giant layer, thousands of feet thick, look no further than the Sahara Desert. This Navajo sandstone was formed back at the time when Utah was covered in a desert similar to the Sahara of today. So what we're really looking at Zion is just giant petrified sand dunes, essentially. A funny note, Martha and I are in college right now, and we are currently on our fall break right before finals, so we really should be studying, but instead we're out here winter backpacking in Zion. But you know what? I think it's worth it. And I think we'll do well on our finals anyway. It was pretty fun. Last night, Martha and I got here pretty late after dark, so we weren't able to see any of the park last night. But we went and camped out on some BLM land just off the side of the road. And when we woke up this morning, I realized I had parked in a pretty good spot. We had a great view of the sunrise hitting the main Zion Canyon, and it was just absolutely beautiful. I flew my drone around a bit, and man, I just couldn't believe it. Because, as you know, you cannot fly drones in the national park, so I was really excited to get the opportunity to go do that out on some BLM land and at least get some cool shots of the park from a distance. Hopefully our views tomorrow morning will be just as good. Guys, another cool bit of geology right off the trail here. You may notice something kind of weird about this slab of rock. It's very wavy, isn't it? And that's because this sandstone used to be on a beach in the Triassic era, hundreds of millions of years ago. And if you go to a beach today, you'll see, you know, the same little divots in the sand, and those got cemented in the sandstone we're seeing here, which is just so cool. We're really looking back in time there. So as I mentioned, the Navajo sandstone of these cliffs was during an era of a Great Sahara Desert, but this was of an era when Utah was a much swampier place, very wet. Got another great wall of a canyon to my left again. If you look down on a map of Kolob Canyons, it kind of looks like a bunch of fingers pointing west, with slots in between my fingers being the canyons and fingers being the walls. And this is because Kolob Canyon is essentially made up of that giant slab of Navajo sandstone, and there are just several individual creeks that have carved their own giant canyons into it. As you can see, it's wet enough down here that got some pretty big ponderosa trees here. And I think ponderosas are just so cool when they're in red rock. It gives such a cool contrast when you got these giant red cliffs and then giant green trees. Interesting, because when you think of this red rock area, it feels like it should be barren desert, and you get by these creeks and you get these huge green trees, and it just kind of feels wrong, but in a really cool way. We're taking a quick break here. We just made that turn east, and we are going to be heading that way into that canyon there, to the right of that big tower, and to the left of those walls. Yeah, it's really open right now. We got a great view. We can just see for miles around all these juniper covered hills. I think we're going to end up way back there by that wall tonight. And the best part is we've seen maybe 5 people, and it's been a couple hours. And you know, we saw hundreds within seconds at the main section. So yeah, it's seeming to me that this Kolob section just doesn't get traveled a lot, and it's just as beautiful as the rest of the park. So yeah, if you like going to Zion but you're tired of the crowds, come check out Kolob. Our packs are very, very heavy today because we are actually packing in all of our water. There is toxic cyanobacteria in the streams here, and according to the Park Service, there's no known way to filter it out, to get rid of it. Even boiling can't be safe with that. So we're not taking any chances because there are springs as well. But I thought, you know what? I do not want to risk it because springs in the winter are not reliable. I was like, I just want to play it safe. So we're packing in all our water, and we each have a big gallon jug in our bag, and then I think like 3 or 4 liter bottles each as well. So it's a lot of weight in water. Look at that amphitheater of sandstone. That is impressive. I am just stunned right now. This is insane. It's like all the rock has been painted. Hopefully we get to see some sort of wildlife this trip, but I won't keep my hopes up. We have been seeing deer tracks though. Speaking of which, there are those deer tracks. I think they could be bighorn sheep as well, but I'm not sure. But walking right down the trail, same as us. Taking a quick break, having a snack. I got with me some peanut trail mix. I love this stuff. It's called Mount Hood Mix at Winco, and it's amazing. You can also see this alcove I was talking about a bit better now that we're in the shade. And wow, it's just, it's really cool up there. And to give you an idea of scale, those giant ponderosa trees I've been pointing out are sitting up there, and they look tiny. If you can't tell, I'm having a great time. I mean, I'm in Zion, backpacking in Zion, and there's no one around. I can't believe that. Look at that view. Yucca is not only a cool plant because it looks cool, but it actually is very useful as well, or it was for the Native Americans who used to live here, because as you can see, it's got all these fibers that make up its leaves, and those can be pulled off and used to weave baskets actually, or shoes, or anything that they would have needed really. Probably up there with one of my favorite desert plants to look at while I'm out here, along with the cacti of course and all that. You can see all the woody debris that's piled up from past flash floods, and yeah, I'm glad that is not a risk right now, because that would be pretty scary. We're walking straight through a ponderosa pine tree patch now, and this is super cool. We managed to get back into the sun for a minute, so I think we're just about a mile from our campsite. We're continuing to head this way around this kind of bend here, and our campsite will be right around that bend.
Wow.
This thing is it's a lot more narrow than I thought it would be. Wow, look at this. Got a supersized boulder overhanging this little pool here. Alright, I figured out that that was called Gregory Butte, and it's at 7,500 feet. We finally made it to our campsite. We're next to this glowing orange wall. It actually lights up the place quite a bit.
It does.
There's a big dead ponderosa here. Fell pretty recently. But now let's try to cross this stream one last time. Home sweet home is right. The next 2 nights. We made it. We're officially camping out in the Zion wilderness next to a beautiful stream.
It's gonna sound so pretty at night.
Yeah. Among some giant ponderosas and next to beautiful sandstone. Couldn't ask for better. Could not ask for better. We've got the tents up and now we are making dinner. I brought a massive amount of fuel so we wouldn't go hungry or have a shortage of hot water or anything. Did you bring the hot chocolate? Rip. So I lied earlier in the video when I said it was December. It's actually very close to December. It is November 28th though, which means it's Thanksgiving. So this is our Thanksgiving dinner here. Some dried chicken noodle soup. So yeah, we're gonna get some water boiling and then eat up. Give you a little tour around our area. We have this amazing log. We got the river running by us over here. And in the morning, I can't wait to see the light hit that cliff right there. Because it's covered in like ponderosa trees even way up there. I don't know how they grow on the cliff like that. But the contrast is just gonna be beautiful. Yeah, we got all these cottonwoods here and ponderosas. And then our tent. So it's gonna be quite cozy. How's the food looking?
I think it's almost ready.
Very nice. Happy Thanksgiving. You're not gonna say that?
Oh, happy Thanksgiving.
This is the final product. Some nice rehydrated chicken noodle soup. So it's our Thanksgiving dinner. Definitely the first Thanksgiving I've ever spent out backpacking. But no, it is definitely a first. And I told Martha earlier that this is the least amount of calories I'll ever eat on Thanksgiving. Tasty?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't see your eyeballs. So yeah, it is officially sundown. Let me check the time. It's 5:08. It's not even like, it's 5 o'clock. So yeah, we're gonna have quite a bit of downtime. I think we're gonna finish eating and then probably just gonna chill in the tent and read for the rest of the night because it is cooling down rapidly. So probably be best to get in the tent and start warming up. Sorry. All right, we're officially all bundled up in our tent. Yeah, Martha's nice and comfy. Mm-hmm. I'm about to get in my new sleeping bag. And yeah, we're gonna probably just read and enjoy ourselves for a bit. Have some cookies that we brought and wait till we get sleepy. Good morning.
Good morning.
We have survived the long night, and it was definitely a very long night. Though I haven't told you guys this yet, but I did get a new sleeping bag and a new sleeping pad, which Martha used the sleeping pad, and they were both awesome. I really like the sleeping bag. It kept me warm, but unfortunately, in the middle of the night, I got like this splitting headache in my left ear. And I just could not fall asleep. So I got up and looked at the stars, and they were really awesome. And then I managed to get myself to fall back asleep. But I think today, since that happened to me, like it's kind of gone now, but that's never happened to me before. So I'm a little worried. So we're just going to play it safe and probably leave today. But that doesn't mean that we can't have a bunch of fun today, because we can pretty much still see everything that we plan to see on the hike out. We've gotten first light up on the cliffs here, It's definitely not light down here, and I don't think it will be light down here.
Cause I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. No, it's not. Review.
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken. You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here first. A little bit of time passed, and we're continuing to get packed up. I thought I'd show you guys something that I thought was pretty crazy. There is a giant paper wasp nest right up there on that branch. That was a little scary when I saw it. I was like, oh, that's not good. So yeah, we're gonna get the tent packed up and our bags packed, and then we're gonna be on our way. To give you an idea of how cold it was, you can kind of see that this water bottle is full of ice. It's not completely frozen solid, but it's definitely got a lot of shards in there. All right, we're all packed up. Make sure we left no trace, got all our trash and everything. And we're gonna head out now towards the light because I'm not even sure this spot gets sun all day. Check that out, guys. That Gregory Butte that I was talking about last night is just fully illuminated. We made it to the sun. Oh, wow. Let's get a good view right up here. Kolob Canyon. We made it to the junction, and Kolob Arch is just half a mile up, so we're gonna go take a quick look at it since the light is really good right now, and then we'll keep heading out. It feels amazing to walk around without a pack on. Feel like so light. There it is.
Oh.
That is really big.
That's really big.
We're still really far away from that thing. That is a massive arch. Giant ponderosa in front of it too. Might be the biggest one you've seen. I'm pretty sure that's one of the bigger arches I've ever seen. And well, we are just gonna mosey on back now and pick up our packs and keep heading out. Look at these tracks we found. Must be like a raccoon, I think. That's what I would guess. Maybe some sort of marmot. I don't know. Alright, we've made it back to our bags, and we're gonna start hiking back to the car now. I think I'll stop talking for the most part on the way back, and I'll just make a kind of a quick montage of all our best views on the way back. We are up at the viewpoint at the end of the Kolob Canyons Road, and we can just see for miles everywhere we walked today, yesterday. We started just down the road here and walked down into this wash and then followed this wash around, this is called Shuntavi Butte, I think. Around that and then down that canyon there. So that's where we just were, and man, yeah, we caught it right before sunset, so it's looking amazing right now. You can also see kind of what I was talking about earlier in the video, how each of these walls are kind of like fingers, and each of the canyons are the spaces in between. You can kind of see that better here. But anyway, yeah, such an amazing view. I am just super impressed by the Kolob section of Zion. It was awesome, and the best part is almost no people. You know, other than a couple casual hikers and a couple other casual backpackers, there was like nobody out there with us, and it was such an awesome experience. Because I mean, it's still just as good as the main section of Zion, I think. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this backpacking video, make sure to go check out my others. I have a couple other out there, and they're really good as well. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.